Zidane Daney, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. We're here with another live stream, and we are, of course, going to be talking about. Or, did I say live stream? We're. Nerd chat. I'm tired. Welcome to the new day.
Start over. Take two.
Nah, we're fine. Welcome back to another nerd chat. I am here with my fellow host.
I'm Jack.
And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct. There were a lot of games, and a lot of people have gone over like how much they enjoyed like the various different things. And I do have to say that this has been one of the best directs that we've seen so far. Um, Especially like many of these games are going to be coming out next year. But of course, many of them are going to be coming out this year, and so on and so forth. So we've got an order that we're going to talk about the different games, um, and I will basically so we'll start off with the first one. This is not the order that they showed them in. This is just like an order that we decided on. But yeah, so let's go ahead and have that going while we're talking. So the first game that we wanted to discuss was Dinkum. It looks like a basic sandbox game, and it looks fun. I do have to say, lot more animals than like say Minecraft or anything like that, and a lot more detailed. Um, yeah, I'm not necessarily too certain on it, but Jack was really intrigued by it. So
Yeah, it looks really fun to me. Just but I'm a life sim guy. That's what I like to play. That's what I like to do. So
yeah, and
it kind of makes sense.
yeah, and like I said, it looks like basically a bit more detailed, a bit more rounded of like a Minecraft game, um, and it looks very fun. It looks like there is a free demo, and right now, so something so maybe we should play it at some point. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun to say the least. Um, it is definitely a life sim. And there's a few life sims in this direct, and we'll probably discuss we're gonna be discussing a lot of them. This one was just I think this was probably like one of the simplest ones. Um, but yeah, it looks like it has a lot of different animals. It also looks like it's gonna be mostly like uh, portraying the Australian outback, at least to me. But
Which
like,
is part of the charm for me. I thought that was really cool.
yeah. So I'm intrigued to see exactly what they're gonna do with all of that. There, it looks like there are some animals that are not actually real. Like, let me see if I can find that kangaroo type thing. So you don't really realize it at first, but I think the kangaroo actually has horns. It
Oh.
Yeah, like let's go to the very first image of this. Um, so there's so those are so back here are the ears, and then we've got the horns. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
it has horns.
More
So
like
I'm
a jackalope type
jackalope
thing.
jackalope thing, but yeah. So they are definitely doing some mythical things. It is gonna have hunting involved. It looks like, which is not a lot that a lot of other things have. Hostile animals aren't really usually a thing, especially like with Minecraft. They actually refuse to put hostile mobs that are real life animals. But from what we've seen, there do appear to be like um, various different things. I think the crocodiles are in this. Um, I don't think that the trailer didn't this trailer didn't really show too much when it came to someone being attacked by one. But I know that in the previous one they did. Um, so yeah. I guess next we could talk about Linked. Um, so we when we were watching the live stream, we really didn't get a chance to fully talk to really discuss it because it was kind of like um we had been so distracted talking, or especially I had been distracted talking about the Final Fantasy remake, because it feels weird that that's coming to the Switch, um, especially with like a whole. There's a lot of different Final Fantasy games that still have yet to make it to the Switch that I think should probably come before that, such as like Final Fantasy 13, 15, 16. But yeah, the 7 remakes are coming to the Switch, so weird. But yeah, Dinkum, or sorry, Linked, looks like it's a bit of a battle type thing, but it also looks like it has some coziness involved. Um, I don't know. It's hard to say. Looks like a lot of robots. Maybe like your player character might be the only human, and then you have like robot companions and stuff.
It does look like that. It looks kind of fun.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a top-down battle game, similar to that of like Pokemon Unite and stuff like that. But I think that there are some other things that look like it might have some other aspects to it. Uh, I think this was the launch trailer, and I hadn't heard anything about it. But yeah, it's coming. It is out on the Switch right now. So people who want to get it, I check it out. But yeah, I don't think there was really anything that I don't know. There wasn't much that I had heard about it before this, but it looks like it's got it has some farming maybe like some cozy aspects, but also like some battle aspects. Um, I actually looked at the video at it on the Nintendo eShop, and it was a little while ago. But let me see if I can find it again. But why don't you talk about it for a sec while I look for this thing?
So I liked it because it looked interesting. Um, I liked. Well, it's hard to say really because all I saw was that uh really short uh the really short trailer.
Yeah,
And I liked how unique it is. It doesn't look like anything I've really seen before besides the fact that it's a top-down battler.
yeah,
Um it just looked very interesting and I enjoyed watching the trailer and looking at, your companions and things like that that you'd get to
yeah,
play with.
yeah. Like I said, you can't really see too much in the trailer, but if you look on the web or on the Nintendo eShop, they actually show like a whole bunch of interesting clips. Most of it is the battles, but there is like certain things where they're in the town. Looks like there's a lot going on in the town. It looks like you might be building the town to a certain degree, um, with a bit because there is some farming aspects. Um, it looks like the majority of the game is the battle part. So the friendship, or at least that's the way that they're promoting it. So cozy but more battle oriented is what I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
It feels like a conglomeration of the two, um, which is kind of it's hard to say exactly um, what is the most. I don't know. It does look like your human characters have are more cyborgs because they have their left arm does appear to have some mechanical they do have a mechanical arm, and yeah, like I said, it is already available on the Switch for $25, so. And I think that I don't know if this was the announcement trailer and the launch trailer or what, but yeah, there was like no information about this thing, and they didn't even really discuss it after the trailer dropped in the direct. So I think it was just like it's probably like one of the it's probably just a simple game from this developer. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It looks fun. Like I said, I'm not. I think that you should probably try it first, and then I'll try it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we'll if we both like it, then cool. We'll probably discuss it at some point in the future. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next game in our list. Um, right. So Stardew Valley. So Stardew Valley didn't really get too much, but it's a big deal for us. So for those of you who are unaware, I play Stardew Valley on the PC for the most part, but I do when me and Jack want to play together, we'll often play on the Switch. And they are finally adding mouse support to the game, which I was wondering if maybe when the game first launched, when the Switch 2 came out, I actually tested to see, hey, does the mouse support actually apply for Stardew Valley? And pretty much all they did was add the mouse support. Um, I've heard a few different things about Stardew Valley recently, though. Apparently, there's been some news that there's going to be another update to Stardew Valley. Um,
Yeah, he didn't say when. He just said that it's coming.
yeah,
He said a 1.7 update is coming, but he said no word on when it's coming. So he's still working on it.
yeah. So we're likely to get that before we're gonna get Haunted Chocolatier, which kind of sucks. Um, I would love to see Haunted Chocolatier finally come out. Can it please come out already, please? Pretty please with a cherry on top. Oh yeah. But yeah, now that there is mouse support, I kind of would like to do something at some point where we play through it again. Probably from the get go, probably from the beginning, and see what happens. Um,
Yeah, mostly because we lost our original farm when I got the Switch too.
yeah. So yeah, we should definitely do
Also
that.
lost my sister and my 80-hour farm.
Oof, that stinks.
Yeah, that sucked.
That really sucks. But oh, another thing. Whoops, go back really quick. So, um, they also implemented Game Share, which is fantastic. Um, so obviously I own um I own the game. But the nice thing about Game Share is that you will be able to play couch co-op pretty much if you have multiple switches. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking at some point of doing something where I might play with maybe I can play with multiple people on this with one switch. Basically, uh, yeah, both of us have multiple switches, right? Or you have, so technically either one of us can literally have like friends hanging out and we can play Stardew Valley together, which is fantastic. It's a fantastic thing to do. Um, because like obviously you could do that before, but now with the game share system, it's much much better. Um, so yeah. Um, so that's Stardew Valley. That's pretty simple. I wish there was a little bit more, but whatever. Uh, now for our favorite game from the direct. Oh, Pokopia. I am so ready for this. It looks like so much fun.
I'm obsessed.
It is so freaking dumb. Oh, I wish that there was more information about it. But yeah, this is their announcement, and it's insane to me that yeah, we got the announcement of this game in a standard Nintendo Direct, which usually Pokemon never shows new Pokemon things, especially spin-offs, in a Nintendo Direct first. They always go for the Pokemon Directs to show these things off. So part of me thinks that it might be because this is such a departure for them, because this is a cozy game. This is on the same level as like Pokepark, or to a certain degree it feels like a Pokepark and the Mystery Dungeon series. uh, to various degrees. Like, obviously, you play as a Ditto that is able to transform into a human, quote unquote. And it's so cool. I love it. It looks like you're able to start off with. You're just like able to learn various different plants and stuff. But it looks like you're also able to learn like the different moves that different Pokemon have, allowing you to eventually break blocks and learn learn how to place different blocks. Um, exact details are sure to come before too long. But yeah, they really didn't show too much in terms of what eventually you're going to be able to get. Um, Obviously, we see that Bulbasaur teaches you how to use Leafage, which basically made it so that you could place down grass blocks. Um, Squirtle is able to squirt water, so you can water the different plants. And we don't really know much about Charmander. Um, but you're able to pick up just various different things. Scyther teaches you how to chop down trees. Machamp teaches you how to break blocks and various different things like that. You're going to be able to craft. You're going to be able, eventually, you're going to be able to destroy certain things. Building a whole bunch of different things. Farming is an aspect in it. But you're going to be working a lot with the different Pokemon that you meet throughout this entire journey. So while they're teaching, sure, they're teaching Ditto, but you're also befriending all of these Pokemon, and yeah, it just looks like so much freaking fun. It's so goofy, and we love it. Um, we don't really see too much in terms of the characters, in terms of the character designs. Um, Pretty much we just see the one Ditto. Um, but later in the pic, let me see if do they show it. I don't know if they show it. It's probably near the end. So they do show various different things with the Ditto, different hair colors. So the one that they show throughout the majority of the clips has brown hair. Then at the end they show, let's see, there's a purple hair, a green hair, another brown hair, but it looked like a bit more of a boy style. So there's definitely going to be there's black hair, different outfits. It's very hard to see. So there is going to be some customization. There is going to be, as we can see in this one clip. Let me go back one. Wait, frick. As we can see in this clip here, there is going to be a multiplayer aspect to it, but we don't know exactly how far that's going to go. Whether that's going to be online, or if it's going to be something that is couch co-op only. Like I said, there's very little information about this thing yet. And a lot of people are basically assuming that most likely we're going to get more information come the Nintendo Direct. Or not the Nintendo Direct, the Pokemon Direct on Pokemon Day. There is a possibility that there will be another Pokemon Direct before then that will actually go more in depth with this. But most likely we're not going to get much information about this until Pokemon Day. Because right now their big focus is that of ZA and Gen 10. So, yeah. And there's also been some information about Gen 10, about ZA, but we'll get to that as we talk about that. But yeah, Pokopia, it looks so much fun. We do see a Pokemon Center, which leads me to wonder if we will be seeing humans at some point, or if it's just like these are Pokemon and they're working together. They learn how to make a Pokemon Center. And we also see like other various different structures. Early on in the clip, early on in the game, it looked like there was mostly just things that you could believe that Pokemon could make on their own. And then in the later clips, we see stuff that looks like it's way more advanced and way more human. So I don't know exactly how that's gonna work, but we'll see we'll see eventually. Hopefully, we get more information sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's not coming out until 2026. But it looks so much fun. Do you have anything else to talk about with Pokopia before we move on to ZA?
I'm so stoked for Pokopia, quite frankly.
Fair. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's gonna be a little while before that comes out, but yeah. I guess next is ZA. Um, which it was a pretty simple trailer. Obviously, we see the starters briefly, um, and then we see Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie suddenly, and there's and other Pokemon as well. We see some a little. There's a few different details for sure that we're seeing, such as confirming some Pokemon that are going to be in the game. So obviously we see Manectric, Camera Up, Camera Up, Ariados, Audino, and uh, I'm forgetting what its name is. Do you know which one that is?
Let me see.
I've got
No, I don't.
I don't remember what her name is. But yeah, so she's in there. We can see Shuppet. There's some various different ones. But yeah, we're seeing multiple Pokemon get reintroduced. And then we see Chestnut, freaking all of the original starters starting points, and then we get to see the Mega Evolve, which I am so ecstatic for. They look amazing. We don't see too much of them because they really didn't cover too much of it in the actual video. But Chestnut just looks amazing. Just each one really exemplifies their basic look from the original game, and they look amazing. I love them. They're fantastic. They really didn't show us too much in the actual clip. But yeah, obviously we're gonna get a whole bunch of new mega. We're gonna be seeing a lot of new megas. In fact, we got 5 megas from this thing, but we'll talk about the last 2 in a bit. But they've given us some information on the website. Apparently, you'll be able to transfer Pokemon into ZA, but once they're in ZA, they won't be able to go back to Gen 9.
That's true.
So that's an interesting aspect to it. So what so they're pretty much saying that ZA is Gen 10. It's the start of Gen 10. So yeah, I imagine that before long we are going to find out what is going to happen with Gen 10. It might be sooner rather than later, which I'm ecstatic for. That's going to be so much fun. But yeah, we got to see a whole bunch of cool things. Some of the megas are looking amazing. I imagine that these are probably the last few megas that we're going to be seeing for a while. There's a chance that they'll do some more reveals before too long, but I think they learned from previous times. They really don't want to show too much. So I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff that is going to be just hidden for a while. Case in point, the frickin' DLC that's coming, like, right away. Oh boy. That... so, they didn't do much with it. They did show that that Hoopa's involved, that we're going to be getting 2 new Mega Evolutions with Raichu. Raichu's X and Raichu Y. Which... they look amazing. I love them. They look so freaking cool.
I'm bummed they look more like Pikachu.
Yeah, they do look a bit like Pikachu, but at the same time, like they look really cool. The brief trailer really doesn't do them justice. I recommend checking out the actual checking out the website's images, because some of them really do really look really freaking cool. But yeah, I love these 2. They look so much fun. But yeah, the paid DLC is going to be Mega Dimensions. And I think it's worth noting with that. Let me see if I can find it again. So that is already available for pre-order on yeah, here it is. Let's see. Does it show the DLC or is this just yeah, here we go. Yeah, DLC. So the DLC is $30, which is about half of the base game. So yeah. Um so I'm really hoping that whatever they do with this, it's going to be something that is going to be worth that much money. Um so yeah. It's it looks really cool, don't get me wrong. And it's going to have it's some extra story. They did say that it's going to be extra story. It's not coming out until basically they're going to do uh for getting for ordering it, you do get some outfits in the base game, um, right as soon as the release date happens, and that is some two hollow outfits, which basically just look like your base outfit, but with a bit more hollowish and blue and pink. Um, so not necessarily the best outfits, but then on in February we get the additional story content for the DLC. Um, so I'm intrigued to say the least. I don't know. I think you're gonna have to have fully finished the game before you do that, but it looks fun. I'm really excited. So yeah. And it also is kind of interesting because the right shoes were not in the leaks. So, yeah. As far as I'm aware, so there is a leak out there that basically revealed like a whole bunch of Mega Evolutions, but Raichu was not in there. So that means that most likely Mega Dimension is probably going to have a lot more Megas in it than pretty much any of the other things. So I don't know. I don't know what exactly they're going to do with that. Um, but it looks like a lot of fun. I'm ecstatic to see what they're going to do with it. Um, I imagine that there's probably going to be some various different things going on with it. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Um, I'm really hoping for more megas.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to reveal. Like I said, I think that if they're going to reveal any more, they have to do it fast, and because we're only a month away from the release, so yeah, I think what is so it's the 16th is the official release. Um, Various GameStops and other places are doing midnight releases, including the one that I'm going to. So yeah, I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna be doing a midnight. I'm gonna be getting the midnight release. Um, but yeah, well, 9 p.m. for here. But yeah, it's looking like a lot of fun, and I imagine that a lot of people are probably going to be really ecstatic to get their hands on the game. Um, I certainly am. Uh, I don't know. I just how do you? I do have to ask though. How do you feel about the fact that everything appears to be happening within Lumio City?
I think the way that they've made it looks like it's going to be fine.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like it's going to be lacking just because it's inside the city.
yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's an accurate thing to talk about. Um, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of content just within the game because we've seen a lot. We've seen like a good number of um, people playing the game and checking it out. Um, and I think that there's going to be a lot of content to cover with the game. Um, and a lot of people are. I think for sure we're going to enjoy the crap out of it once it comes out. But yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. But yeah, so let's see here. So the next thing, one of the first things that they showed in the direct was that of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Which, did you watch the Super Mario movie?
No,
Okay. Do you plan to?
no,
Okay. So you don't really care too much about this. Um,
no.
okay. So I'll say this right now. Is it was the Super Mario movie the best movie ever? No. There's no like saying that is really dumb. But I think that it was one of probably one of the best Mario or best movies based on a video game. It was a lot of fun. I think the worst part about it was the fact that freaking uh what's his face? What's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is Mario because he sounds like him. He sounds like himself. But the rest of the characters really carried the movie, and they made it forgettable that he was that Chris Pratt sounds like Chris Pratt. Um, uh, Bowser is absolutely Jack Black as Bowser is absolutely hilarious. Um, the lady who plays Princess Peach really plays her well, which is I'm glad that they did that. Um, Luigi was pretty good, but we didn't really get to see too much of him in the first movie. Um, and they did a lot. And Donkey Kong is hilarious. But and it really shows with the Mario movie, the first one especially, that they wanted to look over the 40 plus, the nearly 40 years at that point of Mario history, and with Super Mario Galaxy, it looks like they're going to be doing even more of that. They're going to be looking at all of the different Mario games, and really having a lot of fun with it. Especially Mario Galaxy, which is considered by many people to be one of the best Mario games. So, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. We're not necessarily neither of us have really played that many Mario games. I said it during the direct that I've really only played the original Mario and on the NES and Mario Odyssey, which is fantastic. Mario Odyssey is one of the best games ever, and they did a really good job when it came to Donkey Kong Bonanza of continuing that legacy. Um, but yeah, um, I think I'm gonna see it. Will I see? I probably will not be seeing it anywhere near the first day. Probably not the first week because there's gonna be a lot of kids who are gonna go see that. But
True.
I do think that it's worth watching, um, at least once, maybe with a couple of friends. I would say it's similar levels to the Minecraft movie in terms of you can have fun watching it with a bunch of friends, especially people who enjoy the series. With the Minecraft movie, you can have fun just laughing at the nonsense, especially with people who've played Minecraft. And the Mario movies, I think that they are going to be a lot of fun watching them with people who know the Mario universe, and they've done a good job. I'll say that. And based on the first movie, I'm hopeful for the second one. Um, I think it's weird to me because it feels like we are in a new era for video game movies. Um, and a video game media of various different degrees, whether that be movies, shows, because many of them have been truly fantastic. Did you watch Fallout?
No.
Okay. I'll say this. I recently sat down and watched Fallout, and I'm not a Fallout fan. I've never played any of the Fallout games. They're not necessarily my cup of tea. I finally went down and watched watched through the entire show. It's actually really good, and I think it's telling when stuff like that is becoming better and better. Um, the Detective Pikachu movie was amazing. The Sonic movies have been really good, and they will probably continue to sell because they are extremely popular with good reason. Um, so I expect to see way more of those. I expect to see way more I expect to see the Mario movies continue for a long time. Um, what exactly they're going to do after Galaxy, I have no idea. I could see them doing. I could see them doing something with Odyssey. I think that could be an interesting take. I could actually see the Cappy showing up in Galaxy as like a hint. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of things. I think it's telling with the first movie that there was a Luma that they were planning to do Galaxy next. So I think that we should watch Super Mario Galaxy and we'll know what they're planning for the next movie. Um, but yeah, if they do the flowers, then they're probably going to do something with Wonder, which sucks. But I think that Odyssey would probably come first. I'm hoping Odyssey comes first. But yeah. Um, but yeah, that's Galaxy. They really didn't do too much with it. They talked a little bit about it, but that's about it. But it looks fun. So yeah. Um. So yeah. So okay. Now we talk about the stupidest thing that they did in the direct. Oh boy. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So as soon as we saw this, we were like, "What is this? What is this shadow? Is it something good? It's the Virtual Boy. Fuck!" And I basically screamed, "No, no, no!" as soon as I saw that this was coming. They are, yeah. The Virtual Boy is gonna be on, is basically another continuation of the classic series that they've been doing. Um, so the games themselves are going to be free. You're going to be able to play the games. You're going to be able to get the games. But the problem is, and the worst problem is, that you need the plastic Virtual Boy or the cardboard thing that they're doing as well, because they are doing a cardboard thing, in order to play the game. Um, I'll actually unmute this really quick for this thing.
This recreates the form of the original Virtual Boy hardware by inserting a console to play.
Oh, let's see.
Both Nintendo Switch 2
let me actually back it up.
Stereoscopic 3D while playing on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. In order to play, you'll need this dedicated
accessory. So, yeah, you need this to play it, which is insane. You should not need to play a specific. You should not need a console. You should not need this in order to play frickin' the Virtual Boy, that or any game, any of these games. Like at this point, just put it on the console and let people play it how they want. Because at this point in time, I guarantee that this is going to fail miserably, 100%. They may sell one or two of these. I don't think it's gonna be that many. It's $100 fucking to buy the plastic bullshit that they're doing with this Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
So, that's insane. For something like that, and it's plastic. You basically just put the freaking console into this thing in order to play this. It is absurd. It is absolutely fucking absurd to be able to need something like that in order to play it. That's so dumb. And yeah, I don't. And I think it's insane. So like, I don't think they ever specifically said the number of games for any of the previous consoles that they were going to add for the classics. But the fact that they said 14 games to be released over time, that's all of them. As far as I'm aware, that is every single game that was on the console.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, I think it's important to note that they are trying to get money out of this, but they are going to fail miserably. The console failed miserably. It was the worst selling console ever. Period. There is no console that has ever been sold less than the Virtual Boy. So yeah. Granted, there like certain big YouTubers do have Virtual Boys. I know that freaking but most of them, it's because it's a collector's item. That's it. They don't want to play it. They don't want to do anything with it. They have it as a memorabilia of this piece of shit.
Exactly.
This piece of shit existed. No one wants to play these. And the big problem with the Virtual Boy games is that they really aren't something that to write home about. Like even back in the day when they were made, this was not the time to release the Virtual Boy. And yeah, I expect this to fail miserably. I don't expect people to even play the base thing. So, yeah. What do you think?
I would agree with that. I think it's gonna just be a flop.
Yeah.
The original one gave so many headaches, and from what I've seen on Facebook so far, it's not getting a great review.
Yeah.
It's people saying, "I'm never gonna play this. Why would we have this? Why would we play this?" You know, things like that.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. You know, why would we play something that was guaranteed to give you a headache in the original version when now it's a bigger screen that's brighter and you're putting your eyes right up against it? Like, I don't know. It just seems bad for eye health, and it just seems like something no one's going to want to play.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. There was so much with it that is just like absolutely absurd. Now, granted, I think from what I understand, one of these games that's on here never officially released in America. So or actually I think a few of these games never fully released in America. I'm not 100% certain. So granted, this would be like the first way that some people are going to be able to play any of these. But at the same time, it's such bullshit. They should not have done this in the slightest. So, yeah. I don't know. I think the problem with it isn't necessarily that they're doing this. I think that if they had just said, hey, it's coming, and you don't need the frickin' headset bullshit, I think that then it would be fine. Then it would be absolutely fine. Getting the like, you can plug it into your you can put it on your console. You can hand hold it, however you want to do it. The standard ways that you can play these games on the Switch, play your games on the Switch. If they had done that, and then this was an option to play it, I think that it probably would have done. I think it would have done better, because some people, I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I never got a chance to play these things. Let me go ahead and get it. Let me go, because it's the games themselves are going to be included. They're included with the how you when you're playing with your membership. So, granted, there's probably going to be a lot of people who would want to play the games because they already have the membership. They have the game. They wanted to play the Game Boy games. They wanted to play the GameCube games. They wanted to play the NES and SNES and all of those games. They wanted to play those. So now they're like, oh, why not play the Virtual Boy? But as soon as like everyone just broke down laughing, this is absurd. No one will get. Very few people are going to get this. Now, granted, the amount of people who are saying this is the worst idea that you've ever had is giving so much press to this that most likely there are going to actually be some people who are going to be like, oh, it's so bad, let me buy it just so that I can see for myself. And then there's also going to be the people who are going to get it so that they can do content with it. So there probably will be more people who are going to get it than we think. It's probably going to do better than the original console, but it's not going to do that much better. It's still going to be considered a flop, for sure. So, yeah. And I bet that most of the people who are going to be getting it are probably going to get the cardboard thing, because $100 for the plastic bullshit is terrible. I don't know. I don't know how much the cardboard is going to be. I hope to that is not gonna
25.
Be, that's too much. That is too much for that bullshit. That should not be honestly, that shouldn't even be $20. That should be like at the max I would put it at 15. And even then that's absurd. You can like most likely the people who are going to do this are going to get like cardboard boxes and make it themselves. Like some hero is going to be the one who purchases it, figure out exactly how to make it, and then release the description on how to make it with regular cardboard so that everyone else can just do that. That's probably going to be how people are actually going to play this. So, yeah. I don't know. It's absurd. It's absolutely fucking absurd. And that's coming out in February. So, I don't know. GameCube games. Those are the better option for right now. So, yeah. I don't fucking know. And, yeah. Anyways, let's move on to something actually fun. Hades 2 is coming to the Switch. Which I'm actually pretty excited for that. I didn't play the first Hades game, but especially after seeing this trailer, it's making me want to actually sit down and actually play Hades and then pick up Hades 2 once it releases, because it looks like a lot of fun. It is a roguelike. So obviously if you're not necessarily a fan of roguelike games, then this isn't going to be your cup of tea. But I, for one, am looking forward to this. What about you, Jack?
You know, it's not my jam, but I can see why it would be yours.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's basically a standard beat 'em up roguelike. And yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Hades for a while, and I've been meaning to pick it up for a long time. But now with Hades 2 coming out, I think that a lot of people are going to be checking it out. I think I'm going to be playing it. But like I said, I want to play Hades, the first Hades first. So I'm probably going to probably at some point soon I'm going to pick up the original Hades for the Switch, and then I probably also should do Hollow Knight, speaking of which. But yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the big game of the Mario 40th anniversary, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Oh, that looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun. It basically looks like it's going to be a standard Yoshi game, but you're going to be basically going into a storybook and learning, or rather an encyclopedia, sorry, to learn about various different creatures. You're going to have a whole bunch of different abilities. It really looks like it's going to be a fun platformer thing, where you're with a whole bunch of really cool abilities, and you're going to be basically filling out the encyclopedia to learn about different creatures and junk like that. And I've never played any of the Yoshi's Islands, but this one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be learning how to take care of different creatures. You're going to learn what different things taste like and various different things. It looks like a lot of fun. What do you think?
I agree. It looks like a lot of fun. It's something I'm definitely going to get and play.
Yeah.
It just looks like a blast.
Yeah. And there's various different things that you're going to be learning throughout this game, and I feel like it's going to be something that is going to help. I don't necessarily think that it's necessarily going to be like an educational game bullshit thing, but it does look like it is teaching a little bit about different details. I think it's interesting that one of the mechanics that we see is that dandelions will take nutrients and basically that they're weeds. And I think that might be a good idea. The fact that they're teaching that or they're showing that is rather interesting, because you don't really see too many games really touching on that detail. Basically, just dandelions are pretty. You can blow on them and all this stuff. So I don't know. It's like obviously exaggerated for various reasons and stuff like that, but it looks like a lot of fun. And the Yoshi's games have been considered some of the some really good games in the past. So I'm intrigued to see what exactly they're going to do with them. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. Do you have anything else that you feel like should be touched upon for
No.
it? Okay. Because yeah, there's very little information about it, and I think it's coming out in spring 2026, which looks reasonable for what it's gonna be. So yeah. And then there's the DK Bonanza Emerald Rush DLC bullshit. If you haven't played Donkey Kong Bonanza, it is one of the best games. Looks like DK Island as well as Emerald Rush is gonna be a fairly standard DLC. It is out already, so if you have been if you're intrigued by it at all, you can get it. It's like $20 though. So yeah. I don't know. It looks interesting to say the least. It's gonna have a lot some stuff to do with Void Kong. The Emerald Rush looks like it. I think it's interesting that roguelikes are just becoming more and more popular. Because that's basically what Emerald Rush is. It's a roguelike to basically see how many emeralds can you get per level. And if you get enough of them, then cool. You do some really cool stuff. You need to gather different aspects of it. I think it's interesting that roguelikes are becoming more and more popular. Because before they really weren't that intriguing, I guess is the right word, but they are more. To me, it looks like it's mostly the big thing that is going to be about Donkey Kong. This whole DLC is that it's going to add more outfits, and like I said, it's $20. Like that's not too bad for a standard DLC, and from what I've seen, people have been enjoying it over the past few. I guess it's only been one day, but there were a few people who have already been talking about it, and they've been enjoying it so far. So yeah, it looks fun. I don't necessarily know if it's gonna be our cup of tea when it comes to the Emerald Rush. What do you think?
It's already not my cup of tea in the first place,
Fair
so
enough.
you know.
Fair enough. Yeah, you haven't even played base Donkey Kong, right?
No, correct.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's good that they are adding more content to DK, but I'm not necessarily too thrilled with it. It's not. I don't know. I'll probably get it at some point. It's not gonna be something that I'm gonna be getting right away though. So, yeah. But yeah, DK Island and Emerald Rush. Cool. Moving on. Oh, also, DK Bonanza demo is actually out for free. So if you've kind of been on the edge on whether or not you want to play Donkey Kong, I would recommend checking out the demo and seeing what you think of it. Especially since it's free. Why not? So, yeah. Although I kind of wish that it had been something that the demo had been available like from the get-go. or for a while, but it's not. I guess the next thing is Capcom is giving us Monster Hunter Stories 3. So I think so. Have you played any of the Monster Hunters?
Nope.
Okay, I've only played one of the Monster Hunters, and honestly, I wasn't that thrilled with it. The Monster Hunter game that I played, Monster Hunter always looks interesting, but it's hard to get into. Stories looks more fun, I would say, and especially with what we're seeing from the trailer, Stories looks like it's going to be a lot of interesting fun. Rather than being a hunter, you're befriending these monsters, and like I think you're still going to be hunting them, you're still going to be fighting them and stuff, but the majority of the story is like befriending the various different monsters, and there appears to be like some turn-ish based combat where the various monsters that you befriend will join you in battle. You'll be able to ride them. You'll be able to do all sorts of different stuff with it. And honestly, I would say that Monster Hunter Stories 3 looks interesting enough that I would be willing to check it out. Am I going to be getting it anytime soon? Anytime close to the release date? I have no idea. There's a lot of stuff to be waiting for when it comes to that. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think that you'd be interested in that at all?
No, probably not, honestly.
Fair enough. Again, another game where it's like one of us will probably play it, and then we'll and then tell the other person how it feels. Cough, me. And we'll see if we talk about. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. So, the last game that was revealed the last game that they revealed with the Direct was that of the Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which, as you start watching this, before you even know that it's Fire Emblem, the first thing that came to my mind wasn't Fire Emblem in the slightest. I was thinking, Dragon Quest. It looks like Dragon Quest. It's a very similar style to that. Way more in that style to me, at least, like the tall versions of Dragon Quest compared to Fire Emblem. It doesn't seem to have the same style as previous Fire Emblems from the start. But a little bit into it, you can kind of start to see a little bit of that Fire Emblem aspect to it. And then as soon as you start seeing the actual battle, the various battles of it, you start to realize, oh, it's definitely Fire Emblem. And I could be wrong, but I think that this might be one of the first 3D Fire Emblems. Do you know if there was any others?
I don't think so. I think this is the first one.
Okay. Grant, we're not really Fire Emblem people. I know that a lot of people are, though. So, and I don't think either of us are probably going to pick this game up. Unfortunately. So, don't expect us to talk about it. It's more of an aspect of, oh, this is interesting that this is happening, that we're really covering it. Because, yeah, a lot of people, obviously, a lot of people love the Fire Emblem series and have shown that they really appreciate the series. And it looks like it's going to be a fun, like, a new Fire Emblem that a lot of different people are going to really get into. I think that, based on what I'm seeing with it, it looks like it's going to be a game that is going to introduce a lot of people who have been sleeping on the Fire Emblem series to actually pick it up. I'm almost considering it, but at the same time, I'm not really a Fire Emblem person, so I don't think that I'm gonna be picking it up. I think if I fully like Ivalice, which is the Final Fantasy Tactics, I might pick that up. Then after that, I might check out Fire Emblem, because they're similar type games. So, yeah. But yeah, what are your immediate thoughts when you first saw it, though?
My immediate thoughts were that it looked interesting, but not like it was worth money on, frankly.
Fair enough. And I think that that's that yeah, I think that that's a reasonable that's similar to what I was saying. Um for me it's not necessarily something that I want to pick up. I don't really care. I'm sure that after it releases, I'm sure that a lot of people will be picking it up, and a lot of people will be talking about it, and will know for sure whether or not it's good, or if it's something that a lot of people who have played Fire Emblem in the past, if they'll probably be the first ones to pick it up. But yeah, that's coming out in 2026, and that's all that we know about it. But a lot of people really like Fire Emblem, so I'm not too surprised. Um, but yeah, those were the games that we were excited about or we wanted to talk about. I think it's worth briefly discussing some of the other games though. For one, Mario Tennis, there was that's getting a game. It looks interesting as a Mario Tennis, but Mario Tennis isn't really our cup of tea anyways. So yeah, I don't think that we're probably not going to be picking it up. And honestly, I kind of wish that the Mario Tennis series would just end, so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. Because they keep doing it, and it's just boring at this point in time. I don't know. We're also getting the Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which that looks interesting. We were almost going to discuss it, but it's not necessarily Metroid isn't necessarily our cup of tea either. I've played the original on the NES, but I've never completed it. Have you played any Metroids?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It looks exciting though when it comes to like the motorcycle and stuff, and it looks like this is going to be like a fully open world Metroid game. So I'm sure that people who have been in love with the Metroid series are probably going to be picking it up and playing the crap out of it. But yeah. When it comes to Persona, then there was also Persona 3, Reload, which we knew that this was coming. That's coming out next month. We've both been kind of meaning to play the Persona series. I don't necessarily. I have 5, and I want to finish it before I pick up any of the other Persona games. What do you said that you were kind of interested in it. Do you think this would be the one that you would pick up as your first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you haven't played any of the Persona games, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So, it looks interesting. Like I said, I want to finish up Persona 5 first, and then I'll think about it. I also want if I like Persona 5 all the way through, I might play through. I'm not certain if I'd pick up 3 or if I'd pick up 4 first, because both of those are out as well on the Switch. So, yeah. Final Fantasy 7 remake is obviously that's coming to the Switch, but big whoop, it's already on different consoles. The thing about when it comes to the Final Fantasy remakes, there's so much complicatedness with them, and it's something that you don't really. Yeah, you shouldn't. If you haven't played if you haven't played Final Fantasy 7, I don't think that the remake is necessarily for you. I think that you can play it for sure without having played Final Fantasy 7, but it's complicated. It's an interesting game, but it's also very different. So yeah, if you like the Final Fantasy series, or if you're trying to get into the Final Fantasy series, 7 and the remakes are not really the first thing that you should be getting into. We've had me and Jack have had this discussion before of what are the best games to start off with when you're playing Final Fantasy, and 9 is the best, probably followed by, like, in my personal opinion, I think 15 is a great option. And then if you're gonna play the MMOs, obviously 14. is the best option. And yeah, the 7 games are really the games that you pick up if you already know you like the Final Fantasy games. So yeah. The Super Mario games are coming to the Switch. That's not a big surprise, especially with the movie. Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined is coming out soon. We I don't know when we if we care enough. The big November game is Hyrule Warriors, which I guess we forgot to put that in the freaking list. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I'm excited for that. I didn't. We neither of us played the first Hyrule Warriors. We didn't really feel like it was necessary. But this one looks like
I have watched it played.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
It looked interesting. Again, like, I have a hard time with Zelda games. There's a lot of fighting that takes skill that I just simply do not have.
Yeah.
But overall, I enjoy it. I enjoyed watching it be played. I think that's really where it's at for me, is watching it be played.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I might pick up Age of Imprisonment though. I think that it's an interesting looking game. I don't think I'm gonna be getting it on anywhere close to release day though, because I've got the regular Zelda games. I'm good with those, and I still need to finish some of them. So yeah, I'm good with that. I will probably play. I probably will get it at some point because, like I said, it looks really interesting, and more details have been coming out that have made me more and more intrigued by it. And I definitely, I don't know. I want to play it, but at the same time, I want to be careful with whether or not when exactly I would pick it up. But the characters look very fun. I think that there is some multiplayer aspect to it. Do they have the information about it? Yeah, number of players 1 to 2, so you can play it with multiple people. So I think that could be very interesting to check out at some point, but it's probably gonna be a while. So let's see. We went over those. Resident Evil is getting another game. Big surprise. 2 Point Museum. Did you remember that in the trailers?
I did.
Yeah. What did you think of that? That to me, it looked kind of interesting, but I don't necessarily know if it would necessarily be my cup of tea. Because it's basically a designing and controlling a museum, from what I understand.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
It sounds kind of like the zoo game that we've played.
Oh, Let's Build a Zoo.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of, but it's more museum-esque, and obviously it's in 3D rather than 2D.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm not necessarily certain if I'm gonna be picking it up anytime soon. But yeah, that's releasing next month as well. Little Nightmares 3 is coming, I guess. We don't really play horror games, so yeah. And there were a few different things with that as well. But yeah, one of the things that a lot of people have been saying is that this was one of the most stacked Nintendo Directs of the so far. A lot of people really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun looking over the different games. Obviously, this is the year of Mario because of the fact that it is the 40th anniversary. So I expect us to see more. I expect us as soon as I guess today technically is the Mario 40th anniversary. So
yes,
I expect us to see more from that, more Mario games throughout the year, because they are going to be celebrating it for a while. So yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of games in here that we just really didn't give a crap about. So let's so yeah. What were some of those? So there was stuff with Super Mario Wonder, Stupidity, Stormlancers we didn't really care about. There was, what was this stupid thing called? Pop'em.com or whatever the bullshit it is. Like that looks so dumb. I don't know why they did that. Tomodachi Life, which you were excited for it when it first got revealed, and then now you're just like, right? That's what.
Yeah,
It's whatever. Freaking Mortal Kombat is coming. Kirby Air Riders stuff, bullshit. I don't really care. Yeah, we talked about the Dragon Quest stuff. Nintendo news. They didn't really do too much with that. Honestly, I don't know if that app is really even worth it to have, because it really doesn't give too much information comparatively. So yeah. And yeah, they've done. There was Power Wash Simulator and more, Danganronpa, which I'm sure that a lot of people are really excited for that. I just can't find myself to care at all about that. So, I know, like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be really excited for that. But yeah, we've been going for a while. Holy cow! There was a lot to talk about, and we were most like just from talking about the games that we were actually excited about. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with a lot of these games. Like obviously we love we're ecstatic for Pokopopia. Pokopia, sorry.
Pokopia, yes. My
uh,
sister is so upset that it's a Switch 2 exclusive.
Well, maybe she should get a
But she has a
Switch 2.
Switch Lite.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I think it probably will have a way to game share or whatever they're doing with that. So I'm not too concerned.
I can't share with her because she's not in my Nintendo family.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. So, yeah,
We tried.
there's a lot of things with that. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. Obviously, we're excited for ZA, which is coming out next month. Like I said, look forward to next month then, because we're gonna that's gonna be taking the place of my I'm probably gonna be playing the crap out of ZA on stream. I think it's hard to say exactly how we're gonna do that, but yeah, I will probably be playing that quite a bit on stream. I'm not gonna. I'll say it right now. It is not gonna be it's probably gonna be a similar story to what I do with Final Fantasy. But yeah, I'm so ecstatic for that. We'll be. So yeah, that's coming out soon. Like I said, about a month, we get the game. But anyways, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's nerd chat. We'll probably be having a lot more discussions over the next few weeks and months, discussing the various different things that are happening, especially in the gaming world. Because let me make sure of this. So something's coming up. Something's happening on the 15th. I don't remember what. Do you remember what's happening on the 15th? I think there's something cool.
I do not.
Okay, but yeah, some interesting stuff is happening. But on the so we don't I don't really know what we're going to discuss on the 20th, because that's just regular scheduled stuff. So we'll there's I don't think there's really much going on next week, but you'll see more from us, obviously. But next the week after is the Minecraft Live. So we will be probably watching that live instead of doing the standard nerd chat. But yeah. So yeah, look forward to the for the upcoming nerd chats. Because it's going to be exciting. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's just leave it at that over the next few months, and yeah. Oh, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic to see what cool things happen over the next while. Obviously, there's a lot happening in the wider world of nerddom. Let's just say that. uh, we're entering the holiday season, so expect a lot of cool things to be happening over the next while. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say. Do you have anything else that you want to tack on at the end here?
Nope.
Cool. All right.
I'm
So
good.
yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's nerd chat. And we will see you guys next time. But on